Alright, welcome back. We are continuing on with our story. Xander have some damage there when I teleported in. Anyway, doesn't matter. Hi, how are you guys? We are back, continuing on. Let's see, I'm supposed to go in here and talk to this guy for something.
Join me for a cup of mead. A toast to those we've lost. My parents to death, and my sister to her crazy dreams. We're all going to go sometime. We might as well have a drink or two before it happens.
Solid plan. I found this research journal in Crest Shade Mine.
That's my sister's journal. So sweet, but so young and foolish. She was obsessed with the idea that trolls could be socialized. I knew this day would eventually come. I think it's time for another cup of mead. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry it wasn't better news, though. Alright. We need... I'm coming off of Next Fest, and it has me a little discombobulated as far as what am I doing.
We can use this.
Well, if I'm being honest, I'm discombobulated in general because I'm also really, really tired. Like, really, 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 really tired. And I'm trying to waste time before I let myself go to sleep. Because it's a little too early in the day. I work nights. And usually I go to bed in like about 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 6 p.m. closer. And it is only 4 p.m. right now. If I go to bed right now, it will be bad. There's a thing over here it wants me to go look at. You... Old Shornhelm. Can you chop that, please? I'm sure that was my fault. I have a really bad habit of walking up to a thing, hitting E, but then I pan my camera because I'm checking around me. And if you do it just as you're hitting E, pan your camera, it takes the focus off of touching the material.
It's amazing that there were no survivors. Were the orcs really that precise? Ah, a fellow student of history. You must be. No other reason to visit these gods-forsaken ruins? Fascinating place, though. You realize this is where King Rancer made his last stand. Still haunts the place, in fact. And I intend to find out why.
King Rancer's ghost haunts these ruins?
Yes, the king and all his soldiers. Something happened in the final moments of the battle against the orcs of Hrothgar 15 years ago, and they were cursed with undeath. Their undead forms have prevented anyone from getting in to learn the truth.
How do you plan to get past the undead, then?
Yes, well, that's the challenge. I was hoping, though, since you're here and you do appear capable, would you be willing to give me an escort? I just need to get to the central tower. I'm convinced the answers I seek are there.
Alright, I'll take you to the tower.
I knew if I came out here and hung about long enough, someone would eventually happen by to help. If I can be the one to determine what happened in King Rancer's final moments, scholars will speak my name with reverence for generations.
What is known about the battle that happened here?
A good bit, actually. High King Emmerich's forces have just broken the bulk of Rancer's armies at Markwaston Moor. Some fools actually believe that's where Rancer fell, but that's not the case. He and his most trusted troops retreated here.
And the orcs attacked them here?
Yes, Hrothgar was, of course, allied with King Emmerich, and the orcs had already subdued most of the kingdom, including Shornhelm. Rancer retreated here and the orcs surrounded him. The last moments of the battle, however, were lost to history.
Can you tell me more about King Rancer himself?
Rancer was king of Shornhelm, the ruler of Rivenspire during what many consider the high point of its history. He was ambitious, too. That's why he tried to marry his daughter to Emmerich. When Emmerich changed his mind, Rancer became insane with fury.
That's what started the war?
Indeed. Rancer's armies marched on Wayrest. Almost took it, too. But Emmerich managed to strike a deal with the Redguards and the Orcs. Rancer's forces were soon beset by enemies on all sides. They were driven from Stormhaven in a matter of weeks.
Alright, so we're going... Where am I taking you, big dude? Oh, you skipped it over. Why did you skip it over? Okay, where am I taking you? Well, I guess we are going this way.
Quality material makes for quality goods.
Are you lost, or have you decided not to help?
Attention here! Hey!
Look at this! You think that's the skull of King Rancer? Maybe he was decapitated.
Think me Rancer, do you? No, I am not the Mad King. I am his betrayer. Enter the past and hear my tale. A traitor's tale it is.
Oh, we've changed.
Lieutenant, where in oblivion have you been? Those damn sleep scrolls were useless against the brutes. The orcs breached the walls. We're down to just a few dozen men, including the King's Guard. I'm afraid it may be time to surrender.
Do we have any other options?
King Rancer just wants us to keep fighting to the bitter end. Seems he wants to go out in a blaze of glory. Can't say I'm fond of that strategy, but the King's beyond reason. The damn mage he had gave him some fool notion he wants us to try.
What is it he wants us to do?
Before he vanished, Rizal Jewel told the king about this last-ditch enchantment that would help us hold the Tor. We're supposed to take these packets of magical powder and pour their contents into the braziers in each of the towers.
What will that accomplish?
Kill the orcs? I don't know. What I do know is that this is our last chance, and you're the only soldier I'd trust to even make the attempt. If it doesn't do anything, go up and tell the king. Maybe he'll realize it's time to surrender.
Alright, I have my orders then.
Go as fast as you can, Lieutenant. Until we've tried this, the king won't even talk about surrender. We have to get him to come around before it's too late.
You think the king's gone mad?
I don't know what to think. There was a time when I would have followed King Rancer into oblivion. But since Mark Waston Moore, he hasn't been himself. It seems his hatred for Emmerich has completely consumed him.
Okay. Right.
Wounded. Thirsty.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't be exploding me's.
They want to fight, do they? Good find, cohort.
Take that, I guess.
Accumulate wealth and smile all the while.
I can't remember her name, but she had a pretty beard. Is that what he just said? I don't know if you guys heard it, but and I wish they gave them subtitles, but the NPCs, the soldiers, they will sometimes have a dialogue, but it's really hard to hear them. Okay, talk to King Rancer.
Still feisty.
Where am I? What? Where? Oh, up? Up a daisy? Up a daisy. I may have lost Shornhelm, but this war is far from over. The damnable Emmerich is overconfident. He will make a mistake, and my brilliance will leap to take advantage of every misstep and stumble along the way. Retreating, no, strike that. King Rancer doesn't retreat. My strategic occupation of this tour shall be remembered as the most important military victory in Rivenspire's history. Let them throw all the orcs they have at me. This tour will stand forever. I shall win this war.
Are you ready for glory, Lieutenant? Our greatest hour is at hand. Those green-skinned beasts think they have us defeated. They'll soon realize how incredibly wrong they are. Have the contents of regional jewels packets been poured into the braziers?
Yes, but nothing happened.
Not yet, but it will. We will charge the enemy's ranks and they will see what true determination means. I've sent orders for Captain Tyrone and the Kingsguard to charge the breach in the north wall. Tell the general to prepare his troops as well.
You want us to prepare to charge the orcs' ranks?
Are you daft, Lieutenant, or just a coward? Don't make me repeat myself. Tell General Datu to prepare the soldiers to charge against the orcs to the south. I will retrieve my sword from the north tower and join you on the battlefield.
Yes, Your Majesty. I'll tell the general. You're cray-cray. You're cray-cray. Cray-cray-cray-cray-cray. Cray-cray-cray-cray.
Well, now that the foolish experiment with the braziers has failed, has the king come to see reason? Does he realize this fight cannot be won?
On the contrary, he plans to charge the orcs' ranks.
Then he has truly gone mad. There's no reason to waste further lives defending this lost cause. King will just have to be restrained. Have you seen Captain Tyern? She and I should do this together.
The king said he already sent orders to Captain Tyern.
Damn it. Knowing her, she'll follow orders without question and get the king's guard killed. You'll have to find Tyern and convince her to stand down. If she refuses, look for that chest of sleep scrolls. And just use one to knock them all out.
Are you going to confront the king?
Yes. It's actually probably best I go alone. At this point, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll give the king one last chance to listen to reason. But if he won't, then I'll just have to make him see things my way.
All right, I'll go deal with the king's guard.
I need help.
Have you come to join us for the final push, Lieutenant? We're all that's left of the King's Guard, but at least we'll take a few orcs down with us. As soon as we see an opening, we're charging into that breach down there.
The general wants you to delay the charge.
The General has no authority over the King's Guard. I take my orders directly from the King. The King ordered us to charge, and that's what we're going to do.
The king isn't thinking clearly. It's your duty to protect him from himself, not the orcs.
It's true that the King hasn't been acting himself. Is General Datu asking him to rescind the order?
Yes, he thinks that surrendering is a better option.
If the King decides to surrender, he still may have need of us. Very well. I'll delay the charge until we get clarification from the King.
Stop acting like a coward, Datu. I am your king, and I will lead you to victory today.
Your Majesty, you've clearly lost your mind. I'm sorry, but you leave me no choice. It is done. No further lives need to be thrown away today.
Uh-oh.
Traitor! But your feeble betrayal won't stop Rizal Jewel's magic. We shall live forever, but not you. I curse you and will scatter your bones. Die, you treacherous dog!
Interesting.
What happened to you? Looked like you were in a daze for a few moments.
I saw a vision of the past. It was like I was there.
Stupendous. Did you see what happened to King Rancer? Was it the orcs who killed him, or are the rumors true? Was he betrayed and killed by his own soldiers?
King Rancer went mad and General Datu killed him.
Ah, General Datu. Of course, I should have known. They say his bones were scattered around the ruins. I suppose this was Rancer's twisted idea of vengeance. Tell me, though, did you learn how we might remove the undead curse here?
I'm not sure, but we should gather the General's scattered bones.
Then what? Will he rise up and kill the king again? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Take the skull and search the ruins for the rest of the General's bones. If you don't mind, I'll watch from the top of the tower.
You're making me suspicious. Though, Elder Scrolls has taught me that. Be prepared for everyone to betray you. Nothing. Just checking. Generally speaking, they don't change. What the hell? Okay. He merged into one. Good, 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 good. That was really weird.
going to need a moment. Not a young man.
I'm whole again. Meet me where I slayed the Mad King. Perhaps I can finally end this horrid existence.
Alright, I had to suddenly leave, so we're gonna give this a try again here.
Many eyes.
I couldn't agree more. I'll shatter your bones this time, Datu.
Majestic! Strike! The Mad King has fallen. Come, talk. Over the years, I've questioned many times whether what I did was right. I wanted to save my soldiers' lives, but I only helped King Rancer spread his curse. Now, whether right or wrong, I am redeemed. The curse is lifted and the dead can rest.
The undead are gone from the ruins.
Yes, they are at peace. Even King Rancer, I suppose. He was a wise and courageous king at one time, you know. I hope what happened here does not further damage his legacy. That is beyond my control, however. Goodbye, my friend, and thank you.
So he was a good guy, but then someone made him cray-cray? Alright, the true fate of King Rancer. Royal Scribe of Shorenhelm. History is written by the victor, so I have no doubt as to how King Rancer will be remembered. My job has always been to keep King Rancer's records, and that hasn't changed, at least in my mind, with our new state of being. I'm getting ahead of myself. My pardons. Allow me to start at the beginning. After almost a year of conflict, Emmerich and his allies had driven King Rancer's forces to the brink of defeat. We were prepared to make our final stand at Mark Wastern Moor, caught as we were between a Breton armada and Orc troops. I am sure that history will describe how King Rancer fell that day, but history would be wrong. An entirely different fate befell the Liege of Shornhelm. It is true that the bulk of King Rancer's army was annihilated at the battle on the moor, but Rancer was able to escape with a small contingent of soldiers and aides and make his way to the top of a nameless tor overlooking the shattered city of Shornhelm. It was on this tor that King Rancer put his ultimate plan into motion to defeat King Emmerich and his dastardly allies. Using an arcane ritual provided by the court magician, Razul Jul, the brilliant King Rancer transformed his most loyal and devoted soldiers into a force that would stand for the ages. The final step in the ritual required a blood sacrifice. However, when King Rancer's treacherous general, whose name shall never be spoken again, and who shall be forever forgotten, murdered his own liege, it was royal blood that ignited the ritual and triggered our change. I must admit that my less than regal mind has yet to fully fathom the details of King Rancer's plan. His ritual turned us all into undead soldiers, skeletal immortals who can stand at a side for eternity. But instead of immediately striking out and attacking Emmerich forces, King Rancer ordered us to strengthen our position and prepare to defend the tor. This tor shall be my throne, King Rancer proclaimed. From here I shall rule for eternity. And now you know the true fate of King Rancer and his loyal soldiers. My time as scribe is finished, for my liege needs every sword at the ready. I will leave this record safe in this tower until the day comes that King Rancer orders us to march from the tor and back into Shornhelm. Oh, yeah, they're gone.
Another chance at perfection.
Now we got puppies. Now there's angry puppies here. Which I don't know if I like anymore. I hate it when they make me fight the puppies. Like an area that would hide a chest, but nope. Okay. Again, I got interrupted. I'm just trying to play my game in real life. Let me play. Keeps getting in my way. Alright. I'm trying to avoid the puppies, which is everything my way. This way.
We can use this.
Well,
don't take that tone with me. Jeez, I'm just coming into town to pick your flowers. And go talk to someone over there.
I'm sorry, sir. I tried, but no one here is willing to enlist.
Unacceptable, Captain. Either deliver me recruits or deliver me your resignation.
Ouch.
What will I do now? Without the Shornhelm Guard, I'm nothing. I told the General I'm a soldier, not a recruiter. But now I'm to be discharged if I fail? It's not right. I've tried to do my duty, but I can't force people to enlist.
You can't find new recruits for the Shornhelm Guard?
Not a single one. Montclair's war has decimated our ranks, and people now see enlisting in the Guard as a foolhardy proposition. I have a few prospects, but they seem to have no sense of duty. I don't know. Maybe my manner is just too harsh.
Is there some way I can help?
Certainly. I have one prospect who should be simple. Martin Datu. He's in the stocks for Mara's sake, but I can get him released if he enlists. When I spoke to him, however, he was stubborn and rude. Perhaps you could talk to him?
I'll go see if I can convince Martin to enlist.
I've already spoken with the constable, and he agreed to release Martin if the young man will enlist. I simply can't understand why a criminal would choose the stocks over doing his duty for his kingdom.
Can you tell me why the guard needs new recruits?
Because Rivenspire is a mess. Blood fiends roam across the land. Montclair loyalists attack our towns. Need I say more?
Can't the other noble houses provide soldiers?
Yes, but this? Let's face it, this new civil war has taken its toll.
Alright. See what I can do. Hey, big guy.
If you come to poke fun at the prisoner, you'd better think twice. I'll be out of these stocks soon. And then you'll have to watch your back. They may not have enough evidence to hold me, but that doesn't mean I'm not a dangerous criminal.
What crime are you accused of?
They say I broke into Jerian's ironworks and robbed the place during the night. But they haven't got any proof. Besides, my friend is going to come forward and vouch for me. I was at his house drinking mead all night.
Whatever the case, joining the Shornhelm Guard might be a good idea. They could use you.
And get myself killed? I can't do that. My father went back to the dirt 15 years ago, and my family needs me around. My mother would fall to pieces, and my sister doesn't make enough coin to support herself, let alone the both of them.
Huh! Can you believe that? I heard what Martin said. He's either completely delusional or incredibly naive. He's been a troublemaker all his life, and he's not getting out of those stocks anytime soon.
So do you have evidence against him?
We have enough. We found his boot prints in the mud outside the broken window. He was involved. I'm not sure he was alone, but he was there. In fact, that friend of his, that Olivier, I suspect he may have helped with the robbery.
Is that the friend he expects to vouch for him?
That's the thing. Olivier said he didn't see Martin at all that night. Some friend, huh? If they weren't such amateurs, though, I don't think the constable would have made the deal with Captain Thayer.
Why will you not listen, beef-witted beast? Must I tie a torch to your tail again to teach you?
Ancestors.
I saw you over there at the stocks talking to Martin. Does that fool still think I'm coming to his rescue? He's like a babe in the woods. I told him not to wear those fancy boots. It's not my fault he wouldn't listen.
So you were involved in the robbery?
Yeah, so what? I wasn't dumb enough to leave any proof for that constable to find, so I'm in the clear. And don't expect me to risk my neck sticking it out to vouch for Martin. As far as I'm concerned, he's better off in the stocks.
If Martin gets punished, I'll make sure you join him.
Wait! No, please! Please don't! I'd go mad in the stocks! Look, I don't know how to sell these stolen goods anyway. How about this? I'll just leave them on the constable's doorstep tomorrow morning. That will clear Martin's name. Is that enough?
Alright, seems reasonable.
Stupid horse. Does not even know how to do what he is told. I have a good mind just to feed the stupid thing to the dogs.
Then maybe you'd be interested in trading him for this gem?
You mean you would actually trade me that for this unworthy beast? If you're willing to do that, you're as dumb as the damn horse. What will you do with him? He's only good for hauling heavy loads, and he's not even much good for that.
I'm gonna set him free.
Ha! You're as crazy as that dog-loving boy Handre. This horse does not want to be free. He would not even know what to do. I will trade with you, but no taking it back. You will feel like a fool when the stupid thing just stands there.
We'll see. The horse eyes you nervously as he's expecting to be beaten. Hey, you're free now, Fidel. He hesitates for a moment and then turns to go.
Fadil, what are you doing? Wait, no. Come back here, you stupid beast.
Bye, Fidel.
They are going to release me, aren't they? Has Olivier really not come forward? He will. I know he will.
I really think you should enlist, Martin.
Why? Olivier's not going to vouch for me, is he? That backstabbing arsehole. I can't enlist, though. I just can't. I'm just not cut out to be a soldier. And my mother and my sister need me here.
He's betrayed you. Enlisting you is your only choice.
That farthing Olivier. I can't believe he's hanging me out to dry. I don't want to rot away in some prison cell. I can tell you now, I am not cut out to be a soldier. Dishonor runs in my family. But you're right. I don't have a choice. I'll enlist.
Please don't let me find him dead, like 3 stories down. I would feel really bad.
You've certainly done your due diligence. I really appreciate the efforts, but I had a feeling it wouldn't work. Some people just have no sense of duty, and I guess Martin falls into that category.
Actually, I convinced him to enlist.
You did? Excellent. I don't know what you said to him, but I don't care. It's my duty to get new recruits, and you helped me fulfill it. Thank you. I'll have the deputy release him, and we'll get him whipped into shape in no time. You really have the knack for this. Well, I'm getting Martin released, I wonder, would you be at all open to taking a crack at another one of my stubborn prospects? Her name's Suga. She's got a mouth on her, but she'd make a good soldier.
Why doesn't she want to enlist?
She wouldn't admit it, but I think she's some kind of bandit, and that's why she doesn't think much of the Shorenhelm Guard. She called me some rather rude names. In fact, I lost my temper, but you have more patience.
Are you sure you want to recruit a bandit?
If it was up to me, no. But our numbers are low and we can't be picky. Besides, I'd rather risk the life of a bandit in battle than some poor girl who's never even swung a sword. If you're willing to speak to Suga, she's over by the ironworks.
Alright, I'll go talk to her and see how it goes. Knew it wasn't gonna be just one. I knew it was gonna be, like, probably a total of 3, huh?
Damn trash, that's all it is. Let it be known that Jaren's Ironworks sells nothing but dung. They call them swords, but you can't get an edge on one of these blades to save your life. Even the Shorenhelm Guard's got better steel than this.
I hear the Shorenhelm Guard has some of the best weapons in Rivenspire.
Oh no, not another one. What's it take to be a recruiter? The inability to understand verbal language? If you want me to write it down for you, I can carve it on your arse. I already told that old sow, Thayer, I'd eat dung before joining the Guard.
What do you have against the Shorenhelm Guard?
Bunch of elf-loving weaklings that run around Rivenspire getting kicked in the arse. People I run with, they eat members of the Shorenhelm Guard for breakfast. You look tougher than your average guard, but my boyfriend would wipe the dirt with you.
I'll take that bet.
Ha! You want to bet on how long you'll last, or whether you just turn tail the moment you see him? Nah, this could be fun though. Beat my boyfriend, I'll enlist. If he beats you, well, he'll just take your gear and leave your corpse in the road.
Then you have a deal. Where can I find your boyfriend?
Just take the road south out of town. That's where we do our business. Don't worry about finding Govaled. He'll find you. Oh, and don't expect a formal challenge. Just be ready to fight. I'll be here if you decide you're too much of a coward.
Is it going to be a troll? I'm gonna laugh if it's a troll or something. I mean, I wouldn't... I've dated some trolls too, but... Make myself sad.
Good find, cohort.
Pretty just set me up. Alright.
How vile! Is that a piece of Govalid's brain on your boot? What are you, some kind of monster? Only joking around, of course. You beat him, huh? I'm impressed.
You're not mad that I just killed your boyfriend.
Nah, that's what that bastard deserves for sneaking around behind my back with that little Bosmer wench. I knocked her off myself. Nope, I haven't got any hard feelings. In fact, I'd say that was the easiest breakup ever.
So you'll keep your end of the bargain and enlist in the Shornhelm Guard.
I suppose so. Govalid's gone, and to be honest, I was pretty sick of sitting around down there by the road and hassling people for a handful of coins. I'll give the guard a try. You can tell Captain Thayer I'll come around soon.
Oh well, it was worth a try. I knew she was something of a long shot with an attitude like that. I'd probably have been forced to beat her down every other day just to keep her in line. Maybe it's better that she won't enlist.
Oh, I actually convinced her to enlist.
You did? Well, being Argonian's aunt, I really didn't think you could pull that off. You missed your calling, my friend. You should have been a recruiter. You can't seem to fail. While we're waiting for Shuga to finally get here, what do you say to taking on the most unlikely prospect of the bunch? If you can recruit this young man, I'll eat my dagger. He's awkward.
What makes this recruit so difficult?
Julien Riziol, that's his name. He seems like a sharp young man and he's had a little training. The problem is that Julien is more interested in chasing girls than glory. Some might even say he's pathetic, but he is a prospect.
Any ideas on how I should approach him?
I don't know. I tried to tell him that no girl can resist a man with a few scars, but that didn't seem to sway him. Unfortunately, I lost my patience after that, and now he won't even come near me. If anyone can convince him, though, it's you.
I'll go talk to him. I mean, the one thing about our military is we do have or the Shornhelm, or the guards just in general in Elder Scrolls, there is a lot of female soldiers.
I've been watching you, going around town, cleaning up the mess that beastly soldier woman created by offending everyone. You must have a golden tongue, getting folks to enlist after that. You won't persuade me, though. I can't leave town. Not now.
Why can't you leave town?
Because I'm close. I've been courting Gwendolyn for 3 years, and I think I'm finally close to winning her heart. If I leave town now, by the time I get back, she'd probably have married someone else. I couldn't live with that.
What if she promised to marry you?
That would make everything perfect. If I had her love, I could enlist and fight with the strength of 10 soldiers. That's not going to happen, though. It's going to take something special to win her heart. And I haven't a clue as to what that is.
Maybe I could go talk to her and find out?
Good luck with that. I've been trying to figure her out for years now. I think maybe she just enjoys playing with my emotions. If you can help me win her heart, though, I'll enlist. I'll do anything you want, in fact.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie, friend. Hello. You have anything to read?
Don't get me wrong. You're very attractive, and I'm sure you're very nice. But I'm not seeing any new suitors. I have my hands full already with that pathetic young man you probably saw standing around outside.
You don't like Julian?
It's not that I don't like him. He's brave, kind, and handsome. He's perfectly acceptable. He's just not very exciting. I don't know that I love him. I'm not even sure he loves me. I keep trying to tell him. It's just some childish infatuation.
What would it take for him to win your heart?
I don't know. I want the feeling from the storybooks. I want my skin to flush and my heart to quicken. I want butterflies in my stomach and to be unsure whether to laugh or cry. Julian just makes me bored. Someone in town has to be more romantic.
Ouch. Harsh. He just makes me bored. Nope. Don't mind me poking around your place. I'm actually looking for this. Boring. Boring. Boring, boring.
I've been thinking. Gwendolyn says I don't really love her. It's just some kind of silly infatuation. I think I need to make a grand gesture to prove my love to her. Something spectacular to show her how I really feel.
What kind of gesture are you thinking about?
Something romantic. Something unique. I know. A bouquet of rare flowers, though I'd need help picking them. Or I could serenade her with a poem. Of course, I don't know any poems. Or maybe a beautiful necklace. What do you think?
A poem sounds like a great idea.
I think so too. I noticed her flirting with a minstrel once. She practically swooned whenever he opened his mouth. Anyhow, now we just need a poem. Surely someone around here knows some poetry. Find a good poem, and I'll serenade Gwen with my love.
Just resting the legs for a few minutes here and letting my friends graze. No matter how bad things get, I'm always grateful that I have work that I love. It's not everyone who finds their true calling.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a cattle wrangler. I ride around these parts watching people's herds. I've been working for the Edralds for most of the last few years. I just came up here to track down a few bulls that had managed to wander off.
Do you know anything about poetry?
Oh, of course! I love poems. They're very personal, though. You have to write them from your heart. I have some amazing ones, but I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing them. You should write one yourself. Everyone should.
Hey, cows, are you hiding any poetry?
Hail, comrade.
The more I think about this poetry idea, the more I like it. It's the perfect way to show Gwendolyn both the strength of my mind and the depth of my passion. I think I'll call her outside and serenade her in front of the whole town.
Do you have a poem in mind?
Well, no, I was planning how I was going to do it, not what I was going to say. I thought you were handling that part. Do you find anyone in town who knows anything about poetry?
I think you should compose your own poem from your heart.
Really? Write it myself? I never thought of that. I'm much better when I'm spontaneous. I'll just make something up as I go along. Yes. I'll just let it come from my heart and pour straight out of my mouth. Follow me.
Are we setting this guy up to fail? Because that's not the real advice I'd give to anybody. Vander, are you ready for the show?
Fair Gwendolyn, come forth and hear my words of love!
This should be interesting.
I look at you coming down the stair, and I wonder, did you forget to brush your hair?
My hair? How could you embarrass me like this? Go away, Julian. Go away and never come back.
I guess maybe I should have planned that better. Oh, what have I done? I've ruined my whole life in 2 sentences! I can't believe it. After all the years I've spent courting her, just a handful of words and she casts me aside. How could she be so heartless?
That was pretty stupid words, though. Maybe you're better off without her?
No. I'll never find another woman like Gwendolyn. I'll never love again. My life will just be empty and sad. Honestly, I don't know if I can go on. I can feel my heart breaking apart inside my chest. It hurts so bad.
Then you might as well enlist in the guard.
I guess. It sounds mad, but you're right. I really do want to die now, and it might as well be for a good cause. Tell Captain Thayer I'll be along soon.
That was so insulting. Julian is clearly not suitable material for a woman of my station.
Clearly. Clearly. Sorry, Julian.
Don't feel bad. I knew Julian was a hopeless case. A man who's sick in love is a sad man indeed. I feel sorry for him, really. Enlisting would have probably helped set him straight.
Actually, Julian's decided to enlist.
I can't believe it. I said I was going to eat my dagger, didn't I? I hope you'll let me off on that one. I'm really embarrassed. Here, I couldn't manage to get a single recruit, and you come behind me and get 3.
Is there any other prospects?
None that are worth our time, and I'll have my hands full whipping these 3 into shape anyhow. The General's jaw's going to hit the dirt when I march them in. I'll tell him I had help, of course. I don't want him assigning me this duty again. All right, recruits. Fall in. I want to see the prettiest march to Shornhelm in history.
Hey, and we only had to do a teeny bit of killing. Where are we? Go down that way and work our way back up. It's actually one all the way over here, a lucky break. Should I go down that way? Okay, well for you guys I'm gonna stop here because I think it's a full episode even with all the interruptions that I had, and I'm gonna go do my dailies. So I will bring you back for another episode. Thanks for keeping me company.